Hey, how are you? I haven't seen you in such a long time. I missed you. Let me give you a hug. So I have been gone from basically everything, from like the internet for like 2 weeks. I haven't made a video in 2 weeks. I haven't been on Instagram or Twitter or Tumblr or any of the other stuff in so long, and it's just because I've been dealing with some personal stuff, with some life things that have been happening. I feel like I've actually been on a reading slump because I've just needed to like deal with some things that needed to be dealt with. I just have one more thing that I need to do, one big thing that I need to do, which I'm going to do really soon, but I've kind of done a whole bunch of other things recently, and so yeah, I just feel like I can make videos again. I feel like I can do some of the things that I was doing before because I was just very, like, I was in a bad mood and I was like full of anxiety and very just like, I was just, there's so many things that needed to be dealt with and that I needed to do and that I was putting off, and I was finally doing them, and it was just a lot to deal with. Hopefully when I like sort of deal with the last thing that needs to be dealt with, I will start reading a lot more than I have been recently. But I have read 2 books in August, which was sort of my goal. I was like, I want to read at least more books than I read in July, and I read 1 book in July, so that means that I just needed to read 2, so I did that. Yeah, let's talk about the books. The first book is this is The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I really enjoyed reading this, and I think I really like this genre. Like, I've always known that I liked this genre, but I, for some reason, haven't read a lot of it. So I need to read some more. I like the whole kind of clairvoyant, voyant kind of thing, that like kind of magic, paranormal aspect to it, I guess. Yeah, I really like it. However, there was a lot of info dumping, and I knew this before reading the book. I knew there was going to be info dumping, but it still surprised me. It was still so much. It was overwhelming, and there were some other things that I didn't like about the book as well, and I'm going to do a review, but I'm going to give this book 3 out of 5, and I also don't know if I'm going to read the next book in the series, so I'm going to talk about that more in my review. But yeah, I don't know what to think of this, but I did really end up enjoying it and like what was happening and stuff, so yes. The second and final book that I read is this is 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. I also really enjoyed this and the writing style. However, there were a lot of things I didn't like about it, specifically the characters, and also kind of the premise, which is a new thing for me to dislike. I've heard about this book for a long time. The reason I didn't read it was because I didn't like the premise, which is that a girl dies and she leaves behind 13 reasons on 13 different tapes, or 13 sides of each tape, of like, yeah, you kind of get it. And each side of each tape, each reason has to do with a person and how they kind of led to her suicide. And I don't really like the idea of that. I feel like when you commit suicide, not that I would know, but I feel like that's not one of the reasons that you would commit suicide. And also, it kind of glamorizes suicide a little bit, I found. And there are some other things like the characters that I didn't really like. So yes, I'm also going to do a review about this really soon, and yeah, I'm going to give this 3 out of 5. So it was a really quick read though. I read it really quickly, so that's a good thing apparently. So those are the 2 books that I read in August. I'm going to have a normal TBR tomorrow, like one where I show you books and not just like do random things like I did in my last TBR. And yeah, that's it. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!